Today we're talking about hot sauces from beginner to expert style sauces. Now, I want to preface right here in the beginning that just because we discuss that a hot sauce is a beginner style hot sauce does not have any indication on quality, flavor, make it less of a sauce, make it less good than like an expert style sauce. I'm more referring to familiarity that people have to the sauce, flavor identification, heat, awareness of style. Like for instance, like the number one sauce here is actually an extremely high quality sauce, and it's one of my favorite sauces. So there is no indication there. Anyways, let's move forward. Okay. The first style of sauce that I'm going to say is the beginner style sauce. And I'm only saying that is because like this is the style of sauce that everyone is going to be familiar with. If you say hot sauce to a person, they're going to think about a vinegar forward sauce. Vinegar sauce. A lot of these sauces you're probably going to be able to tell, or at least a couple of them you're going to be able to tell what they are just by what the shape of the bottle is. Like everyone knows what this hot sauce is. You can tell by the lid on it. But regardless, I don't want to highlight particular brands on this because you can't just say like one brand is one thing, even though this is very easily identifiable. Standard one is aged for 3 years. This one is aged for 8 years. So this is like a little bit of a level up for the sauce that they make. This style sauce is the one that I'm actually okay with the regulator on here, but like everyone is familiar with the vinegar forward style sauce. It works with most food. It's very polarizing at the same way, but I like vinegar forward sauces, specifically like this one. So I would say that this style sauce is very easily identifiable. Everybody knows what it is, and this is going to be the sauce that people are going to be familiar with right off the go. If you're just trying to get into hot sauce or you're trying to introduce somebody to hot sauce, like this is the place that they're going to want to start. All right, moving on. The second level that I want to highlight is I'm going to call it the grocery store sauce. And the only reason I'm saying that is that like it is so like readily available. You can get it in most grocery stores around the country. It's available in different kinds of grocery stores. If you're ever in a pinch, if you're traveling, things like that, traveling for work, you can go to a grocery store, you can pick up these sauces. When you're doing that, I do recommend like looking for a sauce that is made with high quality ingredients. This particular sauce is made with high quality ingredients. If you look at the label, I'm personally looking for words that I can pronounce. Is there appear to be any like garbage in it? You know, like I just want to be able to pronounce the things that are in it. So this style sauce is fantastic. There are many sauces like that out there, but this particular one is a favorite in my household, and you can get it pretty much everywhere, and they do a fantastic job with this sauce. So good. Okay, now moving up from there, I would classify this next one as hot sauces that are not like on the extreme heat side, but are introducing like interesting ingredients in it. Like it could be a dessert sauce. It could have some sort of like fruit or vegetable that you've never had in it before. Like hot sauces that are made with maybe sweet potatoes, which is just like different in a hot sauce. Or interesting fruits like kiwis or dragon fruit or something like that. Or going on desserts, like I said. Made with really high quality honeys or something like that. Or this particular sauce, which is made with saffron, which is the most expensive spice on the planet by weight. So I put this like right in the middle. If you're stepping up kind of your game, like you're not going to be able to find this in like your everyday grocery store, but some stores do carry it. So fantastic. Love that one. All right, moving on. Now this is where it starts to get challenging for me as well. Now, I'm not trying to say that I'm like a hot sauce expert, but I have been tasting hot sauces for the closer, it's crazy to say, but closer side of a decade now. Now, this is where I'm going to introduce the super hot. So this particular sauce is a harvest style sauce. So all the peppers that are left over at the end of the season, they kind of put them together into one particular sauce. And to really be able to appreciate, or not appreciate, but get the most out of a sauce like this, your tolerance has to be relatively high if it's on that like super hot side, because you want to be able to taste the flavor profiles of the peppers. You know, like I love chocolate peppers because they have a lot of oils in them. They tend to be fruity. You can pick up those flavors of those peppers, but my tolerance is not skyrocketingly high. But if you don't have a super high tolerance sometimes and you're eating a sauce that is super, super hot, you might just be getting pure heat instead of some of the more subtle flavors into it. So you kind of have to level up your heat tolerance when you're getting to a sauce that is on the super, super high end side of it, unless you're just looking to get the heat. But you're trying to get those flavors, sometimes they can be lost unless your tolerance is not that high, which happens to me all the time. And tolerance is something you have to be constantly working on. You have to be like eating spicy food, hotter sauces like all the time, because tolerance is something you can lose pretty fast too. So let's see what my tolerance is doing right now. See, that sauce is ripping hot. But I am getting some of the other flavor profiles into it. Like, this is very garden fresh. There's a lot of like herbs and spices and things happening in here. And right now, the heat is just ripping through. So it's all the flavors first, mildly pepper forward on this one, and then the heat is just ripping through. Okay. The last one, which is I'm calling the expert style sauce, is the one that is always so hard for me to describe the flavors. And that is going to be fermented hot sauces. So this one is actually both. It is a super hot sauce and a fermented sauce. So when you're fermenting sauces, you're fermenting all the sugars out of it, or a lot of the sugars out of it, unless sometimes part of it can be fermented, sugars can be added later. But you can like really dry the sauce out, and so you're not getting a lot of sugars, and so you can be changing the flavor profiles of some of the ingredients that are in here. It can have like funky notes to it, fermented notes to it. They're always extremely hard for me to describe, and the hardest sauces to kind of get all the tasting notes out of. So they can be like, they're very nuanced sauces, and can be very, very tough to describe. Cheers. That is so good. And ripping hot. Gosh. It is so hard for me to describe what's happening on this one. I feel like I taste cinnamon. I taste a lot of fruit. I taste a lot of heat happening in here. There's something going on with the vinegar that I don't even know what's happening with it. This is a freaking crazy wild sauce, and I cannot even describe it. It's like something you have to taste. There's almost like grapes or plums happening in this sauce. I don't even know. Okay, so like I said, from the beginning, vinegar style sauces. These are going to be the most easily recognizable. Everyone's going to know what these are. The most approachable. And then I'm going to go with grocery store style sauces, something that you can get everywhere. No matter where you are in the country or the world, you're going to be able to find something like this. Just try to find one that has like the highest quality of ingredients, in my opinion. Then you're going to be going one with like a medium to high heat, interesting ingredients, some sort of like weird, cool thing going on in it. Maybe even a different style, you know. And then you're going to be moving on to the super hot sauce. Got to level up that heat tolerance so you're going to be able to taste all the subtle things that are going to be happening in it. And then the last and most expert style, I would say, would be the fermented style sauce. So, okay. Let me know if you agree, disagree with me on this, but I think this is the most logical way to kind of like move up in tasting, fun, flavor profiles, approachability, accessibility, things like that to hot sauce, and just kind of continue your hot sauce journey. So let me know what you think. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you guys on the next.
Hey, this is Brian Ames. Please click the subscribe button that you see right there, and you'll subscribe to my videos. From now on, I'm going to be eating a lot of peppers. It's going to, oh man, it's going to be great. Bye.